Hey, this is Mr. Bergman, and this is the work together problem for 12.4. It says we're going to use the payroll register, which is this right here below. Remember, it has several different parts: the earnings part, the deductions part, and the net pay or take-home pay part. There's also this section right here for the checks that we're going to write. So we're going to use that to write a check to our payroll checking account. We have two different checking accounts. So if you notice, the checks that you have right here, one's the general account, which we've been using since day one. And then you have these special payroll account checks, which are only for preparing payroll. Very first step is that we're going to go and we're going to prepare a check on July 15th. Our previous balance was $16,542. And we're going to write it to our payroll account. So this is the actual balance right here that we're bringing forward. There was nothing deposited, so right now we have $16,542. When we look at our payroll register, we're looking at how much money are we actually paying our employees. This is how much they made, but it's not how much we're paying them because, well, we have all these taxes that we have to worry about to take out of their paycheck. So we can't use any of these amounts right here. We don't care about them. We're actually paying, and they're taking home a total of $1,600.86. So we're going to write a check to a special payroll checking account. What does that mean? Well, think about it this way. You have a general checking account, and we have $16,080. $0.86 right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a check to a special checking account for payroll. When I do that, then for each employee, I'm going to write a check for the exact amount that they owe. So this is employee A, this is employee B. When I'm finished writing checks and everybody's cashed their check, the balance of payroll is going to be zero because that's the only thing that we use it for. So let's go right here and do this. We're going to write a check for $16,086. The date today, according to the directions, is July 15th, and that's when we're writing the check. So we're going to write down July 15th. We're going to write a check to our payroll for July 1st through 15th. To our payroll account. We're going to write down the account number, and we're going to write down that it was for payroll for July 1st through 15th. Next thing we do is we're going to calculate the math. So we're going to put down $1,686. We've got to figure out how much money is left, so we're going to subtract these two numbers right here to figure out how much money is in our regular checking account. So this part is the stub. This part is the actual check. So we're going to write down July 15th. We're going to make it out to our payroll account. And notice we have a special payroll account number. We're going to put down the actual amount, which is $1,686. We're going to write the name in words. And then we're going to sign our name, which in this example is student's name. All right. So going back to this example, we wrote the check for $1,686. Now we cash it. We have this payroll checking account. So now we're going to write the individual checks for employee A, employee B. So employee A, we'll say, is Judy Hensley. We know right over here that we're writing check number 186 for her. So we look, and here's a special payroll account check with check number 186. Now, we have a special payroll account label right here, and you're going to notice that the stub looks a lot different because it has all this information from the payroll register. So I'm just going to put my screen like this, and we're going to put in how much she earned. So if you notice, this is the total amount of earnings is on the top, then the regular, then the overtime. So I'm going to take this 1079 and I'm going to plug it in right here. The regular hours I'm going to plug in here, and the overtime hours I'm going to plug in here. Next, we have our total deductions. Now, if you remember on the payroll register, there's different sections. This is our deductions section right here. So we're going to take our total amount of deductions. We're going to start with that, and we're going to put it right here. Then we'll move and put our federal income tax here, then Social Security, then Medicare, then health insurance, and then anything else. The last thing that we will do is we're going to put the actual net pay amount that is recorded in your payroll register. And we're going to record that right here. Next, it's time to write the check. So you're going to write the check for the day that you're paying your employees, which is July 15th. We're going to put down this person's name, which is Judy Hensley. We're going to put down how much we owe her, which is $873.45. We're going to write it out in words, and we're going to write down the name of the student's name right here. Now, when you're finished with that, if you scroll down here, this is the payroll register. One thing that you have to make sure that you do is you write down what check number did you write for Judy Hensley. We wrote check number 186. So we have to make sure that that adds up, or that actually checks out. All right, the next step would be then you would do Mike McCoon's. Once again, you'd take the information that you see right here on the payroll register, fill it in, write the check, and then make sure that you put the actual check number 187 right here.